So now that we had a look at this lettering technique, and we had a look at emotional prompting, contextual prompting, perspective prompting, and many other techniques as well, we could of course continue down that road, and I could spend endless amounts of hours just talking about different prompting techniques. But in the end, and that's really important to keep in mind and understand, it will always come down to a goal being defined and some extra context being provided. No matter if with that extra context you are providing more information about the target audience or how the output should be formatted, or if you're trying to get ChatGPT to take extra contextual information into account. It always comes down to these core building blocks. But it's of course important to be aware of these extra pieces of information you could add, and about these extra tricks that you can apply, like the ask before answering prompting technique. But what's really great about having ChatGPT is that you can ask ChatGPT to help you and to give you more prompting techniques that you could use. For example, here I'm giving ChatGPT a role, and I'm then giving it the goal of providing me with 10 useful ChatGPT prompting techniques. I tell ChatGPT which kind of output format I want to have, and I use one-shot prompting here to give ChatGPT one example, in this case here contextual prompting. With this, ChatGPT again gives me contextual prompting here, but then gives me an example for contextual prompting, as well as other prompting techniques that I can use to get better results from ChatGPT. Now here in the list it gave me, you will actually see many techniques which I actually covered in this section, since of course in this section I tried to focus on the most important and useful techniques, but it's super important to be aware of the fact that you can ask ChatGPT to tell you how you can use it in a more efficient way. Though, of course, you should always be aware of the fact that in the end here, you're just getting some generated content based on connections between words and sentences, because that's how ChatGPT and large language models work in the end. And therefore, of course, you also sometimes might get some nonsense here, or some recommendations which actually aren't too useful. But still, for getting some inspiration, this can be a very good approach for getting more ideas on how to structure and write your prompts.